You're listening to 102.7 Chop FM, and this is ArtsTalk. There we go. Let's get that in there. I think I might have had the mic off when I made those introductions, so let's do that again.
Yeah.
I think I did because I couldn't, now I can hear it in my ear, so let's try that again. We have the Hysterics with us tonight. Hello, Hysterics.
Hello.
And those people are, once again, Big Z, Zach Siloe on drums, Rockin' Lord Arrakis on guitar and lead vocal, and the one and only Taylor Koss.
Hey.
There you are.
Yes.
So, what do you want to tell me?
Well, we're the Hysterics.
No, I'm just kidding, Laura.
Hysterics.
Very, very surprised there. So this is our a reprise of our last session where you hadn't had a chance to record very much, and this time you brought us along some stuff to play. So tell me what happened there. How did that all come about?
Well, I think after going on the show, we were like, man, it would have been great to have some, more professional sounding recordings. So we just did a little bit of research, and we actually recorded with one of the members of Rubella, who owns the studio, knows how to record very well,
Right.
Adam Clark.
Right.
And we talked to him, and we found some days that worked, and we recorded live off the floor a few of our songs that we covered.
You did?
Yes.
How many takes did it take?
I think we did 5 takes of each.
Yeah.
Of each song?
Of each song, yeah.
That's not bad.
And coincidentally, we chose take 3 of all of them.
Recording live off the floor is not easy to do.
No.
That's why even though we did 5, there was always something that happened. Like
Right.
Taylor's pick broke. In
Oh
one
my
of
God,
them.
yeah.
You broke a pick?
It
How
broke
often
in
is
the
that?
middle of the song, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And
It
I
was a
kept
great
going.
take till
Go
it
to your
happened.
thumb, what? Go to the funk.
I know, but I know, I'm not a funky bass player.
It surprised her, so it was like,
I
what?
didn't know what to do.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
Did Zach mess anything up on the...
Oh yeah, of course.
We all have mess ups, yeah.
I find that I can't help myself. I stress out a little bit when the microphone's on. I feel like I tense up a little bit. Do you get that?
I didn't really find that much at all.
No?
It was just frustrating once you realize you made a noticeable mistake and you're like, well, that takes are in now.
Yeah, and there's no point carrying on when somebody clangs one, right? Because you know it's going to be bad.
I found it really hard vocally because even though we did 5 takes, it took maybe 30 seconds to a minute break in between each one. So, and with the type of music we play, it's hard to get a good, recording quality vocal every 30 seconds
Right.
when you're screaming.
Yeah, particularly with the screaming.
Yeah.
So you finally got 5 or 1 take of each of the 3 songs that you were happy with, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, of all the stuff that you play, because you guys have got way more than an hour's worth of stuff that you can play, right? How did you pick the 3 songs?
It was more so a combination of songs that the audience likes, songs that we personally like, and songs that we felt we played the best. So that's what we picked
Our
all 3.
strongest songs
Yeah.
overall with, those things in mind.
Right. And songs that Zach knows how to play.
And we all know how to play very well.
Yeah, they all know how to play.
Sorta.
So audience reaction is a fun part of this. I saw the show you did at Cherry Cola, and the audience A was good size, and B, they were loving it. They
Yeah,
were
it was
down front,
cool.
jumping up and down. It was really, really fun.
That was our first little mosh thing, right? Was it that show when people started bumping into each other a little bit?
I think
Not
it
a
was.
real mosh pit, I'm
Well,
just
no,
saying.
a little bit.
A little bit of
rowdy in the crowd.
playful.
That was our biggest audience so far. I think.
Yeah?
That place was
Yeah.
pretty packed.
Yeah, it was a good show.
What's happening? Was that Matt's Matt Groupie's promotion? Was it something you guys pushing the word out on?
I think
Facebook
a
or
bit of
something?
everything. Like all the bands seemed to bring people. I know that we brought like it was like 10, 15 people that were there for us, which was awesome. And then we played with Lawless Sons and Anti Queens, and they both draw quite a bit of people. So it was just
Yeah.
Plus, Matt promoting it like crazy, and
I can see their audience really liking you, and I think that had maybe had a bit to do with it. The fact people came out to see them and were quite
Yeah,
pleasantly
right?
surprised, maybe having never heard of Hysterics. I don't know how they couldn't have heard of Hysterics. Huge. And you did a really good show, really good. I think
Thank
I
you.
thought it really killed.
Thanks for coming out, Dave.
And we stuck around to watch the headliner, the Anti-Queens. They were amazing.
yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, they made
Really
us want to start choreographing some moves.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, yeah, that is fun when you can do that.
Oh yeah.
So I don't. It can't be easy to do to keep that in mind along with playing and singing your part.
Exactly. It's lots of practice, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what I would say.
So correct me if I'm wrong. The last time you were here, you hadn't decided on a name, and you decided just before the show started.
Sort
to go
of.
with Hysterics,
I think so.
right?
What was the other name we were thinking of?
Fanatics? Was that one
I'm
of
not
them?
sure.
No, I don't think so. Doesn't
Oh.
ring a bell. Do you remember, Dave?
No,
No.
I don't. I remember you had a contender though.
We did. I don't remember.
I don't remember now either. I
Which
thought
is
it was the
fine.
other
We've
one.
made our decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the name, and it really has. It sort of describes you now.
We did come across another band recently
Yeah.
from Olympia, Washington that's also called Hysterics, but they broke up years ago.
Excellent.
So, but their material's still on the internet. So we're nervous that if people search us up, they're going to get the old band.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff they play? Olympia, Washington is where a lot of the bands you like come from. Interesting.
Oh yeah,
enough, right?
it's actually a great sounding band, so we're okay with carrying on the Hysterics torch from them. They're really cool, but they broke up about 5 more years ago.
As long as they search Newmarket at the same time, I think.
Or Toronto. I think we're
Yeah,
under
or
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah, Newmarket, or Toronto, or even Canada, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
were captured. But you remember what happened to Bush, right?
Oh, they had to change their name, right?
They had the X.
Yeah.
Bush X, because there was an old Canadian band from the 60s.
We could just
called
use
Bush.
that if we ever need to. Hysterics X. If
I didn't
anyone
know
ever
Bush
heard
had to do that.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
Because no one called them Bush X once they changed their
No,
name.
But their Canadian releases have Bush
Yeah.
hyphen and a little letter X.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We might just add the in front of Hysterics if it were an issue.
You know what? That's be something you could do. I don't think it's quite as good with that.
Me neither.
It's kind of like Facebook. You remember the advice in the movie Facebook? You know, you didn't see the movie?
I don't remember.
I did,
saw
but
it.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake played the guy that had invented Napster, and apparently he's the one who said they were calling it the Facebook up to that point,
The Facebook.
yeah,
and he said drop the dot, just Facebook.
we're happy with just
Yeah.
Hysterics.
Yeah.
But if it were to be an issue, that's an option.
Here's what it would be great if you got that well known
That's what I was
that
just
their
thinking.
people sued you. That would be really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, that would be
It'd
great.
be a great problem to have.
Let's hope for that.
'Cause
I
we
was
ha-
thinking let's have that problem first before
Yeah.
we.
yeah, that if you're headline news, that'd be fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So, what's been going on? You've been doing a lot of playing since we last talked.
Yes, a lot, a crazy amount actually. I'd say.
Zach's overwhelmed.
Like, has it been 10 gigs since
I
saw
think
you
we
We
last?
have 10 booked.
Yeah,
We've
for
had
sure.
We have
10
more than
total.
we've had more than 10 booked altogether
I think
this
we played
summer.
5
I think we've played 5.
in like 4 weeks.
We've played 5 shows in
Since
like
April 22nd.
in 5 weeks. Yeah, about.
That was our first show.
That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Are you doing most of the booking, Laura?
At the beginning, I was contacting the venues, but I think the Toronto music scene is very. It seems small and very well connected, because I think perhaps promoters tell other promoters about us, because then we start getting messages. I don't have to contact anyone anymore at this point, because
No.
people just keep messaging us.
This is great.
But I think it's just word of mouth, because I think they're all like interconnected. So. I
What could be
can't
better
imagine
than
how
that?
else it's happening. Yeah,
So a promoter's talking to another promoter saying, I saw this great band, you should book them?
I
And
believe
some
so.
other like people like that. The fan. There was
Yes,
one fan
we-
that mentioned us to another promoter where we got. That's how we got the Sunday gig, right?
Yeah, we have a show on Sunday, June 5th, and that
At the Rock Pile,
at the Rock Pile, and
Is
that
the one out
was
in Mississauga?
Etobicoke.
Etobicoke,
Yeah.
on Dundas. Dundas.
Yes.
Park.
Yeah, it's near Lakeshore.
55 Dundas. or
You got
something,
it.
right?
Yeah.
That's a big venue.
It is a big
And
venue.
they contacted us.
Yeah, there was a fan
Amazingly.
of ours that told the promoter of the show about us. So, just word of mouth seems to be the
Big
most
names
powerful.
have gone through there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all those 80s bands that had like 2 hits. They've all played there. I know, but they're like hits that you know because they're always on the radio.
Yes.
But it's kind of funny.
Absolutely,
It's
and
kind of
it's a
funny.
rock club too. It's not. It's they seem to be booking consistently rock
Yeah.
acts. I was gonna go down and see Frank Soda there. You ever hear of Frank Soda? He's a '70s guy actually,
Mm-hmm.
but a great player. And so yeah, I mean that's huge.
Yeah,
Are you getting a piece of the gate on that one?
I believe so.
Well,
We just got this gig the last 2 days. It's super short notice.
What time on Sunday?
At between 8 and 9
PM
p.m.
on a school night.
Because
Yeah.
it's a longer gig. This isn't a typical 3-band show.
Yeah.
There's about 6 bands playing. It's it's a themed night. It's women-fronted bands and rock
Women
bands.
who rock.
And I believe the show starts at 5.
Really?
Yeah, it goes from 5 till 1.
There's a lot of good
We're
bands
on about
playing,
in the
though.
middle. Yeah, we're probably going around 9 because
Okay.
things usually take run a little longer.
That could be a great experience.
Yeah,
Meet
we're
some
super
interesting
excited.
People. That's very
Oh
exciting.
yeah, the bands we're playing with sound so great. I'm so excited to just
Yeah.
see them as
Wow.
much as I am about playing.
Any idea what they're going to be charging at the door?
I think it's $10 cover.
I think it's 10. Yeah.
Very reasonable.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it's licensed, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It's a bar. It's cool.
I'll be there.
Cool venue.
Okay,
Nice.
great.
So you send me a text when you know a little closer to when it's going to be, like in terms of time wise,
Yeah.
because SOS is rehearsing that day during the afternoon
On Sunday?
on Sunday. Yeah, Alan?
I'm not sure. We'll find out later.
Well, Zach
Yeah.
needs to be there for the show, so you can
That's
just
true.
come along with him.
That'd be perfect. We'll
Yeah.
haul down there after the show. You're listening to Arts Talk on 102.7 Chop FM. I'm Taylor Koss,
I'm Dave Peters.
and we are talking to Hysterics about what they're doing, which is pretty hysterical. So the recording you did with Adam is in his house. He's got a setup there.
Yeah, he's got like a home studio. And we did it live off the floor, and he worked his magic, and here we are.
You happy with the way it sounds?
Yeah, very much. Very
Are we
happy.
starting off with one of them?
Yeah, we're gonna listen to Aneurysm first.
Aneurysm first.
by-
This is your set opener,
Yes.
and your favorite. You love this song more than any other.
I like how this recording turned out the best, personally.
Do you?
Out of the 3, this is
That's
my
good.
favorite.
We'll start everybody with high expectation. You happy with your work on it, Zach?
I'll find out shortly. I'm
Oh.
not sure I've heard this mix.
This is the first time you're hearing
Yeah,
it?
we just got the final mixes, so this is
Really?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Well, we'll have the studio monitor up loud, and I recommend that all you listening do the same. This is Aneurysm by Hysterics on 102.7 Chop FM. Aneurysm by Hysterics on 102.7 Chop FM. This is Arts Talk. I'm Dave Peters,
I'm Taylor Koss.
and we are talking to Hysterics. So,
Yes, we
Zach,
are.
first time you've heard that, what did you think?
Hey, I thought it came out pretty well.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
do say
I
so
thought-
myself.
That sounded great.
We should add that that is a Nirvana cover,
Obviously.
not a Hysterics
Right,
original.
sorry.
It is a B-side, so sometimes people don't always know that
Sort
song,
of assume.
but-
Well, yeah, I hadn't heard it before
There you
hearing
go.
you guys play it. That was one of the funny things about listening to you guys. There's a lot of stuff that you cover that I didn't know, so I thought it was yours.
Ooh, we like that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, we wrote
We'll
it
take
all.
it.
Yeah. Some dude named Cobain kicked in a little bit. I thought that sounded great. Vocals great. Bass line, cool.
Woo,
Right?
Really?
Bass is
Yeah.
rocking.
Nice.
Chunky.
Yeah, Laura was saying Adam is obviously a bass player. When you can tell by the mixing, he definitely knows how to
Yeah.
create a good bass sound.
Oh,
so
yeah.
thanks, Adam.
Definitely prominent.
Yeah.
Did he spend a lot of time mixing?
I wouldn't say like a ton of time. I think put in enough time to make it sound like as good as it does.
Sounded really,
but
really
he's
good.
he's a talented guy and he knows what he's doing. So
Had a live energy to it.
yes.
The only recording I've done has been separate, right?
Yeah, that was the
that
first
traction.
time I had done a live off the floor, like trying to get a perfect take. I've done it just like in jams and whatever, but yeah, it's tricky to do.
We had the option to record everything separately and put it together, which would have made it easy if we had a little mistake, cut it out,
Yeah.
put in like take 2 in that spot or whatever. But since we were worried about losing the energy that we have when we all play together and that chemistry that comes through, so that's why we chose to do it live off the floor.
I think it was a good decision. You certainly feel that, and you pick it up. And I didn't hear anything, any overt mistakes. I'm not an expert on the song. Did you hear anything in there that you'd change on that?
I didn't really.
No, that was a good take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
good.
that was the
It's
good
always,
one.
you can always make it better, but
Yeah.
Sure you can.
Yeah.
There's this concept of good enough, I think, in recording. You have to be ready to say, okay,
Yeah,
let's
it's
just
true.
accept that with whatever flaws it might have.
Yeah.
That didn't send that like it had too many though. So that's your set opener, and that gets people hopping. It sends the message
Yeah.
that you're not to be trifled with.
I know sometimes we think about changing our set list up a bit, but it's a really good opener.
It is.
It really,
Definitely
really
is.
Yeah, I love it. So next is Dig Me Up.
Dig me out. That's a typo.
You know,
My
there are a
bad.
lot of typos
Yeah, I
on
got a
this.
few.
Dig Me Up, or Dig Me Out.
Dig me out.
Dig me
yeah.
out. Yeah.
And where does this one fit in the set?
This is song. Right now we're playing it around song 4, I think.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you're mixed in the
it's-
middle
yeah.
somewhere.
Are you finding that the audience is like me, or in other words, they don't recognize a lot of these songs from when they were first released? Or they would. Based on the audience I saw, they weren't as old as me, but they weren't. I don't think they were as young as you guys. They were probably somewhere in between. So
Yeah.
maybe they don't know some of these tunes.
Some of them, I mean, this song for sure is not as well known. I didn't even know the song before we covered it. I know the band that plays it, like the band that originally plays it is Sleater Kinney, and I knew who they were, but I didn't know all of their songs. So there's a few, I don't know if, there's a few songs we play that are a little bit more on the B side, not super well known, but there's a lot of songs that we do play that if you're into alternative music, 90s grunge, you're probably gonna know, at least half of our songs, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is all spiritually linked, right?
Yeah.
It's all of a type, very high energy, with demanding vocals, I'd say, most of the time.
Yeah, this song's pretty tough
Is this one hard?
because there's no break. There's no break in it at all. It's just constant. Yeah,
There's no place for a guitar lead or anything for you to relax, or
not even. Nope.
you
Just
should
keep-
get
just
Zach to do
goes.
a drum solo. There is no drum solo in your set. Are you planning one then for when the set stretches out, gets longer?
yeah, I suppose
Good
that's something
idea.
that-
We're working on originals right now, so
Could just
we'll
write one in there.
definitely let Zach have his spotlight.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do. Like, I don't feel like I'm that creative, with the like, what would you invent?
Oh, I'll go about it very methodically, I think, if it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
up to that. Being a science and math guy, I'll just sit down with pad of paper and work stuff out and then go, this is what I'm going to play.
You just get a pad of paper out?
I probably will for something like that.
Oh, I heard one of the girls refer to you as being a math guy when it comes to the way you apply yourself to the songs. Very deliberate.
Yeah, you know how we always, when we take algebra in school, and we're always like, we're never going to use this? Zach actually uses it.
And I guess it lends itself to your line of work as well, right?
Yes, I'm a computer programmer, and I have an undergraduate degree in physics, so it's comfortable material to me, familiar.
The rest of us are dropouts.
Yeah.
I didn't even go.
I know, it just sounded funny.
Yeah, I would say we've established that you're the most degreed person in the group, and good on you for that. Do you see music in shapes or mathematical form in your mind?
Well, that's actually what got me interested in drums for the first time. Was I'd seen them visually, like in those games like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, and I'd never really had much of an interest in music. I liked it and listened to it, but I didn't understand it or spend much thought on it.
Right.
And then when it was all presented visually and I could see the patterns that were very mathematical and based in patterns of 2, like drums, things are often 1-2 or 1-2-4 or 8.
Right.
And that's what really drew me to it. So I think that's how I understand it. And then once you just start doing it enough, it becomes something natural, and you start picking up stuff and just being a bit creative once I understood the mathematics of it, I think.
Well, you're being generous, I think. It doesn't come to everybody. I mean, you could be a math person and still not have enough internal rhythm to be able to do it.
I think I started out with almost no sense of rhythm, and it's just if you love it enough and spend enough time, after 5, 6, 7 years, it just starts to happen.
Is that right? You devoted yourself to
I'll say those first few years, I felt like quitting quite a bit.
Wow, yeah.
I still feel like quitting every
Oh, yeah.
Until I see somebody better than me.
It's
I go,
true. It's true.
But you guys seem very, what's the word I'm looking for? Seem very open and embracing other bands and other ideas, rather than being intimidated, right? And like when we saw the bands at Cherry Cola, you guys were talking about ideas and looking to maybe take some inspiration or steal some stuff from other bands, which I think is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, every artist kind of does that, right?
Oh yeah, music. I've watched so many things on it being copies of copies of copies, and it's saying things we think are original, like Beethoven. As much as I love him, he copied things all the time from things previously, and all those. So everything, you come up with your own sound by taking a little bit of all your influences, and then you come up with your own sound.
Yeah.
And with music, I think for me personally, I see it as like it's a community thing. It's about sharing your music with others, and like I said, I'm just as excited to see the other bands as I am about playing, because I love music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and love to see people having a good time doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice. That's a very nice sentiment. And I pick up on that at the Jam Spot. There seems to be a community of musicians there. It's a very giving, very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
There doesn't seem to be much going on in the way of politics, not too often anyway. Why don't we play Dig Me Out, Sleater Kinney song. So of course I've read about Sleater Kinney. If you follow music at all, you read about Carrie Brownstein and
Portlandia.
Exactly,
Hilarious.
Portlandia, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So obviously talented musician, and Fred Armisen, also a talented musician.
Yeah, he's cool.
And comedian. Yeah, he's a very interesting guy. And they've reformed and are touring again, I think. So they could sue you for stealing this song.
This is not our song, Sleater Kinney. We like to play their songs, so we recorded it.
All right, so this is the Hysterics cover of the Sleater Kinney song Dig Me Out on 102.7 CHOP FM.
Take me out.
Hysterics covering Sleater Kinney's Dig Me Out on 102.7 Chop FM. This is ArtsTalk. I'm Taylor Koss.
I'm Dave Peters.
And we are talking to Zach Zilloway, Laura DeRockis, and Taylor Koss from Hysterics. Holy cow, Laura, you took that song 5 times in a row? You had to sing that song?
Yep.
And we did that one first.
We did. That was the first song we recorded. Yeah.
Well, did you have some hot lemon tea there? How did you do that?
Had a cigarette and went for it.
Wow. Wow. That is a torturous vocal.
Yeah, I was saying during the break that song at shows tends to be the one that breaks me out into a sweat because it's so intense. I'm just screaming the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
And right on pitch, the scream sounded great.
Thank you very much.
Really, really good. That's a great talent of yours.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of anger. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Okay. That's beautiful. Really, really good stuff. And I was saying off air that it's a challenging drum song too. It's a pretty fast.
Yeah, but it's really fun, and I don't know, you just get into it. Like, it's just so happy and upbeat and fast.
Yeah, and you got to come and see Hysterics because the thing you notice is how happy you guys are. Zach in particular never gets a smile off his face. This big grin the whole time. That's beautiful. So the obvious question I've asked you guys before is when are you going to start writing, or have you been writing, and what's the status of all that?
We have written a couple songs. We're still tweaking them, adding finishing touches to lyrics, and yeah, we're at a stage where we're ready to start writing. Like the next time we go into record, we want it to be originals.
Yeah,
so we can come out with an EP, hopefully that's half covers, half originals.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, Taylor, you've got a ton of songwriting experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You've written a lot of stuff for yourself and for your band, and Rubella plays predominantly songs you've written.
Yeah, it's totally a different style than what I'm used to writing, so that's been a bit of a challenge. We do one song that I wrote, or started it at least, and but it's definitely different. It's kind of a struggle for me to understand how to write a song that's heavier like that, because it's just not what I naturally come up with, but I've never tried either, so we'll see how it goes. And
She's so talented. I keep bugging her to write a song.
Laura writes songs too.
She writes
very
good
good.
lyrics. She really does. You avoid cliches very well.
Thank you very much.
You must have some scraps and tidbits in there, pieces of things and ideas that.
I have so many notebooks that have.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of dreading to go through them. There's too many, and there's some bad stuff in there too, where I'm like, I don't want to read that ever again. Throw that out.
Like trashy poetry kind of stuff?
Yeah, just like bad. Like, I must have been real sad that day or something. I don't know. But we're gonna do that after the show today. We're gonna get together at my house and do some acoustic jam writing.
Oh, that's
Brainstorming.
nice.
Yeah.
Do you have my songwriting experience, Laura?
I have, yes, I've written quite a few songs, just solo music though, me with an acoustic guitar.
Right.
Not really in a band setting, so it is different because even when I try to write something, the music I write as a solo artist is different than Hysterics music. It's usually almost more along Rubella's lines with like style, I guess. Like it's a little slower.
So it's on an acoustic guitar, which is kind of.
I don't know I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know.
Just pretty melancholy,
Yeah.
acoustic, folky a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm
say.
trying to take the songs I've already written and make them work for Hysterics, but it's kind of difficult to
You really
do
got
that.
to change it because
Yeah.
it's like the rhythms that we play versus the rhythms that we've written in the past are kind of really different. Like, so yeah, it's just gonna take some. It's like gonna give the songs a makeover and see how they sound after.
You feel okay in terms of bearing your soul that way?
Yeah, I try not to mention any names in my songs.
Except Mom and Dad.
And sometimes Jesus. But
So, music first or lyrics first?
I always just have lyrics kind of in front of me randomly, and I kind of grab a lyric and go from there. So I would say like it kind of feels like I do it at the same time, but yeah, I would say like a melody, lyrics, and then just play something that goes with it. And that's how I do it.
Laura, you?
yeah, usually lyrics come first, just because if I'm just always jotting things down, like just one-liners that I think sound just like thoughts I have.
Sure.
I don't. It's a lot of them don't make it into songs because the format of the line usually doesn't fit rhythmically or something strange like that. But I don't know. But some of the songs I've written, you just come up with the lyrics on the spot. It's like they're just coming through you from some cosmic energy.
No kidding. And,
Yeah.
and originally you're thinking just as just a placeholder, I'm just to make sounds here, and they turn into
Exactly.
lyrics that
Yeah.
you keep.
Sometimes we've had quite a few times where we've been jamming, coming up with some strange things, and afterwards we're like, that sounds really awesome, and we got to remember that, and the next day you don't remember. it.
Yeah. You got to get that little device
Yeah.
going, right?
Yeah.
And run it all the time, because
Oh,
you never know
definitely.
what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Zach, do you write?
Nope, I'm just the drummer.
That's how I feel. But you know, there's ways to contribute in terms of what you're going to do, a fill you're going to play, how you're going to link songs and transition and stuff like that, that are writing and are important to the song.
Oh, definitely. And then sometimes you hear something you don't like or have a suggestion for, hey, maybe we should move that bit here or not do that there.
Absolutely. As long as you get to write it down and treat it like a physics project, that should be fine.
Yeah, when Zach goes to write a song, we got to give him like half an hour to write out the equation for it.
He doesn't via algorithm. Geek. So this is exciting. I mean, do you feel some pressure to write?
It's not really pressure. It's just like I think we want to write
Exactly.
songs. Like
Because you could do well and have a lot of fun just playing that cover set, you know, all
We're
the
on it.
time.
we're gonna keep that too, right?
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna,
have
I think
lots
the
of fun.
plan is for the summer to do a lot of shows, doing our covers, and then once the weather cools down a bit and people don't want to go out and see shows, then we'll really hunker down and start writing more.
Right. So you figure your appeal to the bookers is going to be the covers, the element of it that people recognize?
Well, you don't really like advertise us as a cover band online, right? So I don't know that they always know we are playing all cover songs, but sometimes they won't know all the songs either, right? So you never know. But yeah, like I don't think that it's gonna cut our gigs at all, because I think our originals, that what we have pretty much sound like the songs that we're covering right now in the same kind of fashion and sound. So I don't think that that's gonna affect it.
I'm fascinated with your situation, living kind of parallel worlds. Well, three of them really. I mean, although you're not spending as much time on the solo work, it's mostly Rubella and Hysterics
Yeah.
now, running side by side. But still, I don't know how you keep those things separate. How do they not bleed into one another?
Like dates and stuff like that, or
No, I'm just thinking
the music.
mental cycles.
It's really different because, like, I'm fronting Rubella, so that's a whole different, like, headspace, mind,
Totally
state of
different.
mind. And bass is
And you're
it's
playing keyboards
nice.
there, right?
Yeah, I'm playing keyboards and singing, and yeah, it's totally different for me. I like Hysterics because it's kind of like more just relaxed for me, and I don't feel as much pressure just playing bass and doing backup vocals. So it's a nice, you know. No, I don't know what the word is.
It's
a
a
nice-
different kind of outlet, a little more relaxing because
Yeah.
Laura's taking lead vocal,
Totally.
and bass is an instrument that you're comfortable with, so you
Yeah,
don't
it was
stress
the
too
first
much
one I
about your bass
tried, or-
parts.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you've been
and-
playing bass since you were little.
Yep, and like I know all these songs are songs we love. This is like a band we've always kind of wanted to do. So, yeah, it's just I don't really find it hard to keep them. I find them separate already. They're very different, and it's easy to.
Yeah, and of course Zach has three different things. One of which is, of course, the marching band.
That would be the fourth.
Yeah.
That would be the fourth. So you have four things going on. The marching band being the most different of them
Yes.
all. And so I guess I could ask you the same question. Do you have issues with bandwidth?
No, well, it's a lot of time and commitment.
Yes, and the timeline and calendar juggling is one
Yeah,
thing.
that's
But I'm thinking more the creative element of it and the output.
I think they're
element.
all different enough that they're different aspects of stuff. It's like playing hockey and you play basketball and football. And
Right
stuff
on,
like
right
that.
on.
And then you learn a bit from each and can bring it to the others
totally.
and leverage it.
And you're playing bass in our band, but drums in all the rest. Is
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I play bass in Shades of Sunday and drums in the other bands.
that right? In other bands. And Laura, you got other things going on? Or are you focused strictly on Hysterics?
Yeah, it's just Hysterics for me right now.
All Hysterics all the time.
All the time.
Good.
Yep, constantly. I wish it was that constant.
Now, I love the way you look with that white Gibson SG. It looks fantastic. Do you have another
Yes.
guitar? I don't know if I've seen you play another guitar.
Well, that's my baby.
Yeah.
And yeah, I spent a lot of money on it. I I don't know. Before that, when I was just playing like China-made replicas of Les Pauls and every other replica in China, and breaking them all, and
So that's not a knockoff SG.
it's not a knockoff. I remember when I bought it, I'm a very all or nothing type of person. So either I'm gonna get a top of the line or just stick with my knockoffs. Yeah. And so I wanted a guitar that would last me pretty, like, it's gonna last my whole life.
Exactly.
I assume,
No real reason you'd ever have to give it up.
It's great. It's super light. That was the problem with those. I mean, I've used Les Pauls before, like Gibson made, and they're so heavy. So heavy.
They are so heavy, actually.
So the SG, it's super light. It's easy to jump around with it. Yeah, it's great.
And you do it well.
Yes, thank you.
You certainly do. Do you stress at all about the combination of singing the lead vocal and playing all the guitar parts, so that there's no rhythm guitar player or somebody to give you a break?
At the beginning, I've always played rhythm guitar. So when we first started the band, there was no doubt in my mind that we would find a lead guitarist, just because I've always been in bands with two
there'd be a fourth
guitarists,
member
right?
out there somewhere.
Yeah, we just assumed it. But then as we just kept playing together, we didn't really take any initiative to find a lead guitarist. We just kept jamming together, making sure we all meshed really well, and our sound, it just sounds so full already. I think we all share the same mentality that we don't really need an extra member, just because we sound really full already.
I wouldn't disagree. There are some styles of rock that really benefit from a lead guitar player. Some styles of tunes, right, where you're going to lay back for 4 bars and let the lead go. You don't really play songs that are built that way, right?
That's the thing. I've always been very much like, I want a lead guitarist to complement. Like, I want a lead guitarist that I could just back up with my rhythm guitar.
Right.
But in our band in particular, there wouldn't be any room for it. We don't stop.
Zach and I, in Shades of Sunday, we added a lead guitar player recently, and it really did fill the sound out. I mean, you didn't really miss it until you heard it and went, wow.
I mean, that's something that we might do in the future. Who knows?
But it's a different style of music, too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's more 5-minute metal rock kind of songs that lend themselves to a lead.
Yeah, their solos are a big part of those songs, I think.
It's true.
It's also forced me to work on my lead guitar chops, because before I didn't have any, really.
Right.
And so since I'm the only guitar player, I've been forced to be more creative in what I play, and that's actually benefited me a lot personally. I mean, there's things I'm doing on the guitar I didn't think I'd ever learn how.
Yeah, Laura's got some crazy solos.
And it's just out of, like, because I have to, but I don't know how else to explain it. I had
saying
to.
about necessity being the mother of invention.
Yes.
And when you're on your own and practicing, is it leads that you work on mostly?
Because that's the part that's newest to me, is playing lead in some songs. I don't have a solo in every song, but it's usually the solos I'll try to practice at home, because I'd hate to come to rehearsal and have them waiting for me to figure something out.
Time is money with these two.
Yeah.
They're looking at their watches.
Or rehearsal spaces too,
We could be with other bands right now.
That's true, right? Yeah.
But I guess when you think about Nirvana's songbook, for example, you don't really think of great leads in any of those songs. Those songs aren't noteworthy because of the leads. Where there are other songs in rock where you think the lead is what it's all about. Sleater Kinney, I would imagine the same thing. L7, same thing, right? They tend to be minimalist.
Yeah, their
short,
leads are pretty small.
Yeah,
like, they're cool because
tight.
they're very subtle sometimes, and
Yeah.
they do add that extra, like, oh, that's cool. But it's not like a epic guitar solo
No.
and tons of
And
songs.
in a 2.5 minute
There's
rock
not-
song, there's only so much time,
Yeah.
right? You fit all your lyrics in there, and then you're done. Yeah. So,
Totally.
and it's a great thing about that style too. If you don't like this song, just wait 2.5 minutes. 'Cause there's another one coming. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's true,
You might
yeah.
like it better.
I actually didn't realize how short our songs were until we got them recorded. And I
Yeah.
saw the times. I had no idea, because they're so intense, they feel longer to me.
Yeah.
This is ArtsTalk on 102.7 Chop FM. I'm Taylor Koss,
I'm Dave Peters.
and we are interviewing the Newmarket band Hysterics, who I feel like ArtsTalk kind of has an affinity with Hysterics. So it's sort of there from the beginning.
Totally. You were the first person that came in and watched us jam, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I
From
think
the
it
start,
was.
Dave.
We
Yeah,
ever
right?
played for was Dave.
So the first, I was literally the
Yeah.
first non-Hysterics person. I saw you before you even had a name.
Yeah.
That's true.
You helped
Yeah.
us pick it.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
you picked it. That's why you're like we're gonna. So Hysterics are here. That was it. And that was the name.
Yeah, because the intro music was playing. We had to have something.
Yeah.
This turned out pretty good. Now, I love your logo, too, and it was your little brother, Laura, that made it. Is that right?
It was a joint collaboration with me and my younger brother.
So you are a fine artist as well as a musician?
I used to draw a lot. I've kind of stopped. I've tried to start again because I do appreciate visual art quite a lot.
It's a great logo.
Thank you.
And you also did the logo for ArtsTalk.
Yes.
And if you're listening and haven't seen the logo for ArtsTalk, you must go and check it out. It's really, really cool. You got skills.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Logos, I guess, less is more. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got to be simple, memorable.
Yeah, all that. And the red lip logo for Hysterics is great. It evokes the band, I think, you know.
Yeah.
But the choice of font, and it's kind of mixed. There's
Like
Got,
ransom letters.
ransom
yeah,
note
yeah, like
letters.
ransom letters. Exactly.
Yeah, it's just
why did that come to you?
It just looks.
They're just cool.
Yeah.
It looks like a punk
Yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just looks like a punk aesthetic. And if anyone's seen us, Taylor and myself wear red lipstick
Yes,
quite a
very
lot.
bright.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
wherever
mean.
we play, there
it
will
makes
be
me
lipstick.
think of you guys.
Yeah, there will be lipstick on the mics wherever we play.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's why the kiss mark. I wasn't really looking for one. I was just going through a bunch of different pictures, ideas, and I just saw a kiss mark. I thought that's so perfect.
Do you have other artistic skills, Taylor?
I like knitting. I don't know if that's artistic. That's kind of making something. No, I'm not really visual. I don't like to. I've never really. I painted my acoustic guitar. That was kind of visual. It's pink and yellow with sparkles.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I'm not really visual, but I like to make collages. I like to make bad art, but not very often.
Your outlet is strictly musical.
Yeah, I would say so.
And Zach, your artistic outlet, other than music, is technology, right? Is software, is coding?
Yeah, I suppose actually when you put it that way.
Sure, it is. Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah. Now that you put writing code and stuff, there's definitely a style to it and stuff. And
Yeah, and it takes shapes in your mind too, does it?
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
My wife does Sudoku.
Oh, I love
Sudoku.
that. Yeah.
You love that too?
Yeah.
And it's a shape thing. She's fairly advanced at it, and they talk about X-wings and things like that. So these groupings also form shapes,
Oh.
which is kind of neat.
That is very advanced. I don't know how that's.
Yeah, I can't
I just
get past
got
the
the
one
hard-
line in that game.
No, I don't know. She's on the ones that are evil and beyond. It's and she'll sit there forever and ever and do them. She loves puzzles. In fact, the job she's in right now, she's very, very good at because it started out being like puzzle solving. It was working in an insurance company with they have all these old legacy systems that required you to be able to understand and mix and match them, and she saw them as puzzles and just excelled at it.
Nice.
So some people see the world that way.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know whether it's innate. I suppose some of it is, right? So I can't imagine really learning something like that if you didn't already have some sort of a predisposition towards it. Now, going from
to
programming to
agree with
drumming, I don't know. That's got to feel. You're going to say, Laura?
I don't know. I'd probably set my mouth open for something.
That sounds like a good. That sounds like a good.
Let's go to the next song.
Yes,
that
please.
sounds like an opportunity to go to a song. And this is Hysterics spelled even a different way than the previous two. So this song is called Violet, and
Yeah.
who is this covering?
This one is a whole song on the album Live Through This.
Courtney Love.
Pretty awesome.
I thought you could either like Hole or Nirvana, but not both. No, that's Foo Fighters. You could either like Courtney or Dave Grohl, but not both.
Yeah, that I've heard that feud before, but I don't know. We seem to like Dave Grohl and Courtney Love
I
more.
love Dave Grohl.
I like Courtney Love more than Dave Grohl.
I like
Definitely, but
Dave Grohl as a person more than the music he makes.
What is it about Foo Fighters that you don't care for, or that you're just not crazy
It's a
about?
little too polished. I mean, there are some songs that I like,
Their
but
newer
most of
songs
them
are
I'm
kinda-
like, it's just a little too polished.
It's true. They're
It's
highly
very
produced.
radio friendly.
Are generic.
Very.
Yeah.
But can he write a hook, that guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
he definitely can write a hook.
And their old songs are awesome. Like their first album was really good.
Really. Well, which he did by himself mostly.
Yeah, that's
right?
crazy.
He played everything.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. The
first few.
Yeah, the first 3 or 4 are pretty darn good.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Hole, Courtney Love's band, song called Violet, being covered by Hysterics on 102.7 Chop FM.
And the sky was made of amethyst, and all the like a little fish. You should learn when to go. You should learn how to say now. My last one day. Mine is forever. My last day. Mine is forever. When they get what they want, well, they never want it again. When they get what they want, well, they never want it again. Go on, take everything, I want you to. Go on, take everything, I beg you to. And the sky was all violet. Wanna give me violent, more violence. And I'm the one with no soul. One above and one below. My last one day. Mine is forever. My last day. Mine is forever. When they get what they want, well, they never want it again. When they get what they want, and they never want it again. Go on, take everything, I want you to. Go on, take everything, I beg you to. Go on, take everything, I want you to. Go on, take everything, take everything.
Hysterics with Violet on 102.7 Chop FM. This is ArtsTalk. I'm Taylor Koss.
I'm Dave Peters.
And we are talking to Hysterics, the band that recorded that song. That's another one that's tough on the pipes, Laura.
Yeah, I wanted to cry when we were trying to record that one because it's such a tough song. I don't know how Courtney Love sang that back in the day. It's such a tough song. So yeah, when we were doing take after take of it, that was the second song we did.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I thought it was the last one.
I thought it was the last
it was
one
the
as
last
well.
one too. Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
We got to a point. I think we did 6 takes of that one actually because it was so difficult. It's a super hard song on drums. So I think we did 6 takes, and by the end, I think they were like, "Do you want to do one more?" I was like, "Nope.
No.
There has to be a good one in there."
You reached good enough.
Yes.
Who plays drums in Hole? I don't know. You know?
It's Patty Schemmel.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I don't know her last name.
Yeah,
I
that
think
played
you're
on that album, Live Through This.
They were an all-girl band?
No, Eric Erlandson was the guitar player.
Okay.
And he was kind of like Courtney's right-hand man.
And we were talking about Melissa Auftemar off air, but she was the second bass player in that band, right?
Yeah, or the third. I know that
Or
they
the
had
Third.
They went through
had
several.
a band that I don't even know who was in it for Pretty on the Inside.
Pretty on the Inside. I know Caroline Rue was drums. Bass was Jill Emery.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
I would have not known.
yeah.
Excellent. You'd be good.
Whole trivia, you got that one.
Yeah, 90s rock trivia.
Yeah.
You want to have Laura on your team. So we've got a song queued up here called Ghetto Love. What's the story? Who's Ghetto Love? And why are we playing this song?
This is by Spinneret, which is Brody Dahl's band after Distillers. And if you know Distillers, they were a pretty hardcore punk band. Spinneret is dance rock, I would define it.
Okay.
And this one's actually going to go out to my brother Steven that helped design the Hysterics logo.
Steven.
Because he loves this band.
Isn't that fun? All right, so we have Ghetto Love by Spinneret going out to Steven from 102.7 Chop FM.
Oh
Spinneret with Ghetto Love on 102.7 Chop FM. This is Arts Talk, and we are talking to Hysterics, famous Newmarket rock band, three-piece, featuring Big Z, Zach Zilway on drums, Rock and Laura DeRocas on vocal and guitar, and the one and only Taylor Koss on bass. So, Stephen, that you put that out to Stephen because he loves that song, and you love your brother. That's
We love Steven.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we love
Everybody
Steven.
loves Steven.
He's my best bud.
Is that
Yeah.
that's so nice? Younger or older?
He's younger. He's 8 years younger than me.
8 years younger.
Yeah, there's another brother in between us that's 4 years younger, so there's one of us every 4 years.
Okay. So his nickname isn't Stephen the Mistake?
What do we call him? I'm trying to think. What do we call him? We haven't.
Something you can say on air now.
I forget. I forget.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And he's in Stouffville as well?
Yeah, I just showed him a bunch of Brody Dahl music, and yeah, he's just been on this Brody Dahl kick lately. He loves it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice that you're taking him under your wing from a music standpoint. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people are like that, right? They learned what they like in music from older brothers or sisters who had stuff laying around.
We both have the same taste. We're both in the rock realm, and then the middle brothers, the country one. So we just don't know what happened there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe he was adopted. I remember, I'm the eldest in my family, so I didn't have that, but I had a buddy who's had an older sister, and I'll never forget, I think it would have been 11 or 12 years old, Led Zeppelin 3 came out, so it'd be like 71, 72, and she had that record. Remember Led Zeppelin 3, it had the vinyl, it has that spinning disc.
Is it the white one,
The white one
with all the pretty
with
colors?
all
Yeah,
the
I have that
cartoon
one.
stuff on it, and
Yeah.
and you spin this disc around, and pictures appear in the holes, right? And you'd be fascinated for hours. It's one of those examples of why vinyl is good, because
Yeah.
they
Oh,
can do
yeah.
so much artistically with the
Yeah.
cover and with the
True.
sleeves. You have a sibling?
I have a little brother.
Little
Yes.
brother? And are you introducing him to your rock, your life in rock?
No, not really, actually.
Because he doesn't deserve it. So let's talk about upcoming gigs again. We have tomorrow night downtown in Toronto
Yep.
at a bar called
The Tennessee,
the Tennessee, which is on Queen
Street West.
Street West. So look it up, and you're expecting to go on probably about 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
That's
For
correct.
people who want to see you there. We have Sunday at 8, 9-ish p.m. at
Probably around 9.
9 at the Rock Pile, which is 5555 Dundas West. And then what?
And then,
next-
then we have, I guess it goes into July.
Yeah, I
Right?
think so.
Okay, yeah, I don't think we have any more shows in June other than those two.
Yeah.
And then in July we have 3 shows. We have one on July 7th at Lee's Palace that we're super excited about.
Lee's Palace, get
Yeah, we're
out!
super excited.
That is
super,
so
super excited.
cool. I love Lee's Palace. No, I'll definitely
Yeah.
get
You
that
gotta
one.
grab
Yeah, nice.
And what else?
What else do we have in July?
The Bovine.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we have the Bovine,
Bovine.
on the 21st, and then we are playing in Barrie on
Yeah.
the 29th
I
at...
think it's the Roxy Side Room.
The Roxy Center Room is a great room.
Yeah.
So people probably, they're driving and they can't write this down. Where should they go and look for these dates?
Right now, we don't have an official website. We have a Facebook page, though, that
Okay.
we post everything on. So just search Hysterics on Facebook. If you want to type in the whole URL, it is facebook.com/The Hysterics Band.
The Hysterics Band.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, it's been great having you on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm out of time. Thank you so much for being here. We'll keep tabs on the fast-rising career of Hysterics. We've got a couple choices here, Taylor, to take us out. Which one is it going to
Let's
be?
do this one. We're going to do One Time Too Many by PJ Harvey, which is a big influence for, I know Laura and I. We love our
Harvey.
PJs.
Is
So.
that right? Love your PJs. All right. Don't forget to tune in next week with Taylor and I, when our guest will be
I believe it's Jackson Fisher.
Jackson Fisher.
I think so.
Excellent. Former new marketer who's now in Toronto.
Yeah.
Looking forward to meeting Jackson. So that's at 5:45 p.m. next week. So we're going to go out of here with some PJ Harvey, One Time Too Many. This is ArtsTalk on 102.7 Chop FM.
You tease me one time too, one time too many. I